Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I'm going to start to show you the way to answer the questions for August 2017, part 1, the multiple choice part. So the first part is talking about a part of Jennifer's work to solve the equation 2, open parentheses, 6x squared minus 3, close parentheses, equal to 11 x squared minus x. Is shown below. So the first step given, he said 2 times 6x squared minus 3 equal to 11x squared minus x. So the first step being done, that he multiplied 2 times 6x squared giving me 12x squared and 2 times negative 3 giving me negative 6. So he wanted to know the name for this property. The name for this property is distributive property. So in that case, the answer should be number 4. So the answer is 4. Distributive property of multiplication over subtraction. So that's exactly what happened. So question number 2. Which value of x results in equal outputs for jx equal to 3x minus 2 and b of x equal to absolute value x plus 2? We understand before that to do this type of questions, I have to split. So I have 3x minus 2 equal to absolute value x plus 2. So I said I have two ways. Either x plus 2 equal to the positive value 3x minus 2, or x plus 2 equal to the negative value for 3x minus 2. And I'm solving both pathways to find the answer. So here, mine on the left side, I minus x from both sides. So 2x minus 2 equal to 2. Add 2 for both sides. 2x equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2. So x equal to 2. Here it is. And if you plug in backwards, so 2 times 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, and means it's correct answer. So in that case, question number 2 is 2. Now we are in question number 3. Now, we wanted to know which expression is equivalent to 49x squared minus 36. So 49 is a perfect square. So 7 square is 49, x square is x square, and 36 comes from 6 square. So if you're looking there, that's difference between two squares. And we said in that case, I do two parentheses and taking the square root for the first term, 7x square root for the last term, so 6, one time positive, one times minus, so the answer should be 3. The answer should be 3. Okay. Question number 4. To evaluate 8 in the function f(x) equal to half x squared minus 1 over 4x plus 3. So here it means I'm exchanging every x by 8. So it's equal to half 8 square minus open parentheses 1 over 4 times 8 plus 3 close the parentheses. So half 8 squared is 64. Half of 64 is 32 minus 1 quarter of 8 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5, giving me 32 minus 5, which is 27. So in that case, the answer must be 3. Just plug in. Just plug in. Question number 5. Question number 5. Question number 5. The graph below models the height of remote control helicopter over 20 seconds during flight. And over which interval does the helicopter have the slowest average? So slowest average means the most flat line. So if you're looking here in that part, it's the most steep one. That's the most flat one. That's the most flat one. So it should be between 5 and 10. Most flat. That's for question number 5. Question number 6. So in function f(x), kx squared and gx, absolute value for kx, the positive integer, if a is a positive integer, if k is replaced by half. So if we're going backward, so we understand that for the quadratic equation, if x equal to a open parentheses x minus h square plus k, and for g x, I'm not talking about the absolute value, so it's a linear ax plus b. Regardless to the k value here is 0 and the b value here is 0, so now the a value is going to be half and a value is going to be half. We said before a responsible about dilation. If a is more than 0, less than 1, I have compress. What does it mean getting more fat? Fat means wider. And in that case, the answer must be 1 because that's the type of transformation happened to these both functions. Question number 7. So in that case, we have a polynomial. He give me a graph for the polynomial. We said that the real zeros. Real zeros are the x-intercept. So what does it mean? He's asking me here to find the original equation. So I'm going to see here x equal to 2 and x equal to -1. In that part, it's touch means x equal to 2, x equal to 2, and over there it's x equal to -1. I'm going to fold it backward, means it's x minus 2 equal to 0, x minus 2 equal to 0, and x plus 1 equal to 0. So when I write it, it's x plus 1 times x minus 2 times x minus 2, which can be written like x plus 1 times x minus 2 square. So the answer must be, in that case, also 1. Okay. Question number 8. Which situation doesn't describe a casual relationship? A casual relationship. What this means? A casual means correlation. Correlation. So we're looking for which events doesn't relate to each other, because correlation, we know before that you might have a positive correlation or a negative correlation. So let's think about the given. So he says the higher the volume on radio, the louder the sound. It's obviously when I turn up the volume, it's going to be more loud. So really, there is a correlation between these two events. The faster a student type a research paper, the more pages the researcher paper will have. Actually, I don't have a relationship for that, because if he's writing fast, he's going to finish in less time. But I don't have a relationship to the number of pages. So in that case, this one doesn't have any correlation. To be sure that I'm correct, I'm going to think about choice number 3, choice number 4. The shorter the time a car remains running, the less gasoline, because the shorter the time, it will consume less energy, means less consuming gasoline. So I have a correlation. Yes. The slower the pace of a runner, the longer it will take. Yes, because as slow you are, as more time you're going to consume. So all of them has correlations except number 2. So the answer must be 2. Question number 9. Now, a plumber has a set fee for a house call and charges by the hour for repairs. The total cost of her services can be modeled by CT equal to 125T plus 59. So first, that's linear. So what does it mean? 95 fixed cost and 125 rate of a change. Now, since I analyze it and I know it's a linear equation, I know that the P or the y-intercept, here is a P, the y-intercept is going to represent the fixed cost, and 125 is going to be the rate of change per hour. So which statement about the function are true? A house call fee costs 95, yes, because it's a fixed cost. So it represents a fixed cost. The plumber charged 125 per hour. Yes, that's a rate. The number of hours the job takes is represented by T. Yes, because that's represent the time. So in that case, all these statements are correct, and the answer must be 4. Question number 10. What's the domain Domain means x. So what are the x values? 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. These are repeated, so that's the set for the domain, which is going to be number 1. Question number 11. You want me to solve this inequality? So 2 plus 4 over 9 is more than or equal 4 plus x. My first step, I have to get rid of the denominator, so I multiply by 9, I get 18 plus 4x more than or equal 36 plus 9x minus 4x from both sides, so I get 18 is more than or equal 36 plus 5x minus 36 from both sides, so negative 18 is more than or equal 5x. I divided both sides by 5, so x is less than or equal negative 18 over 5, so the answer is, the answer is 1. Yeah, so the answer is 1. Okay, go for question number 12. Connor wants to burn 250 calories while exercising for 45 minutes at the gym. On the treadmill, he can burn 6 calories per minute. On a stationary bike, he can burn 5 calories per minute. If T represents the number of minutes on the treadmill and B represents the number of minutes on a stationary bike. So he given me symbols, the variable for the time. So what I have so far, I have two variables, one for treadmill, which represented by B by T. So T times the calories, and for the bike, it's 5 per P. So that's the rate for change. That's for treadmill. That's for bike. Now, which expression represents the number of calories he can burn on bike? So that's the bike. So that's showing me the equation is going to start burn from 0. So this is my linear equation. And so 5p plus 0, which is going to be end by 5p. So the answer is 2. Question number 13. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 6 over 5 to get rid of the fractions. So I get 3 over 8 minus x equal to 16 times 6 is 96 over 5. After that, again, I'm going to multiply by 40. Why 40? Because this is the least common denominator between 5 and 8. So that's going to be 15 minus 40x equal to, here that's going to be 8. So 48, 6, 7 minus 15. So I get negative 40x equal to 357 divided by negative 40. I'm going to get the answer, and I think it's 2. Let's check. Here, I'm going to get the calculator. So 753 divided by 40, yes, 18.80 So the answer is number 2. Now, if a if a population cell triple every hour, so tripled means multiply by 3, and in that case it's going to be exponential function. I multiply by 3, so 3 is the R, so or the B, and A is 100. So I'm going to say f of x or p of x, the initial amount 100, the rate which is 3, to power a variable which is to represent the time. How did I do it again? So 100 cell means that's the initial amount. This is the initial amount tripled, so that's the R. I write the R here, and here is my variable. That's exponential. Okay, now let's go for question number 15. Okay, what we can see is a graph. So what does it represent? 1, 3, that's the number of cells. 6, 6 after that. Here is 3, 6, 10. I think so. 10. Yes. And he gave me the recursive formula. That's the first term is 1, and the next term is an minus 1 plus 7. How many blocks will be there when n is 7? When n is 7 means now I'm adding, so here I add 2, here I add 3, here I add 4, so later I have to add 5, 6, 7. So in that case, he said when n is 7, so here is n is 7, is giving me 28. What I did, so I follow the pattern he said here, that the term equals the prior term plus the number of the term. Okay, so that's why it's going to be 28. Okay, let's go for question number 16. Question number 16, he said Mario's 15,000 car depreciate. So I have a depreciation. I have a depreciation. So we said in the depreciation, A equal to A dot 1 minus R to power T. So he said the depreciation rate is 19. So 15,000 1 minus 0.19 to power T, which is going to be 15,000 multiplying by 0.81 to power T. Now you want to know which function is equivalent to this one. Okay, if you're looking for the 81, it's like 0.9 square. exponent of exponent, so I got 0.9 square, and exponent of exponent, and I multiplied, giving me 2t. So the answer should be 12. 2. So look here, it's 2t 0.9, which is 0.9 square t, and that's giving me the same 0.81. Question number 17. Question number 17. The highest possible grade of the gradebook is 100. If the teacher deduct 10 points for each day, the report is late. So I have 800, and every day he deduct 10. So that's the rate of a change. That means it's linear because it comes by deduction, means minus 10. So that's rate of a change. So the answer is 1. Question number 18. He said the function hx, which is graphed below, and the function gx to absolute value x plus 4 minus 3 are given. Which statement is correct? So before doing that, I have to graph the function. I said x plus 4 equal to 0, so x equal to negative 4. So the vertex here is negative 4 and negative 3. So I go negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's over here. And it's opening up because the a value is positive. So let's pick up, for example, negative 1, so 3, 6, so 3, so negative 3, negative 3, and 3. So when it's 0, 8, 8 minus 3 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When it's 2, 6. One is negative 1, 3, 6, 3. And you have to connect the line. So that's the shape for the other one. Okay. Let's check it again. So negative 4 and negative 3. Negative 4, negative 3. Okay. Now, when it's negative 3, negative 3, 2, negative 2, negative 2, 2, 4, negative 1. And when it's negative 1, okay. I'm not accurate in the graph, so I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do the graph again. So negative 4, negative 3. Here is my first point. When it's negative 3 is 1, negative 3, and 1, 2, negative 3, 2 is negative 1. When it's negative 2, 2, 1. After that, when it's negative 1, 3, 6, and 3. So the slope, like we say, it's very steep one. So later I don't have the same, I have the same slope, sorry. I have the same slope here. And if you try -5, it's -2. Here goes. So these lines parallel means they will never intersect. They will never intersect. So that's x, that's gx, as we say. So value for gx is always less than the value for hx. So this statement is incorrect. Gx has a lower minimum. Yes, that's correct. Lower minimum. Like we say, here is the vertex, lower than the vertex there. And for any value, gx not equal, yes. So I have 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 are correct. So that's mean I'm picking up number 2. I'm picking up number 2. Let's go for question number 19. The zeros for the function. So here I'm going to factorize. So I have 2x like a common factor. 2x like a common factor. So I'm going to get x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, what is the factor for 6? When I add them, it's giving me 5. So it's 3 and 2. And both are going to be negative. So what are the zeros? So 2x equal to 0. So x equal to 0. Here's 1. X minus 3 equal to 0. So x equal to 3. X minus 2 equal to 0. So x equal to 2. So the set of solution is 0 to 3. 0 to 3. So the answer should be 3. Question number 20. How many of the equation listed below represent line passing through the point 2, 3 and 4, -7? So first I have to find the slope. I have to find the slope. So what's the slope? M equal to delta y, so -7 minus 3 divided by 4 minus 2, giving me -10 divided by 2, -5. So I know now the slope is -5. Okay. So in that case, I'm looking for which of these equations giving me the same slope. The same slope. So if you're looking for a number, 5, number 1, so it's y equal to negative 5 plus 13. Negative 5x plus 13. I moved it to the other side. Okay, look for the second one. So y negative 5 plus 20 minus 7. What I did, I subtract 7 from both sides and I distributed the negative 5, giving me negative 5 plus 13. The other one, y equal to negative 5 plus 13. The last one, y equal to 5x minus 20 plus 7, giving me 5x minus 13. So the last one is the only one that different, but I found the slope, but I didn't find the b value. So I said y equal to negative 5x plus b, and I plug in was on the point. So negative 5 times 2 equal to 3 plus b. So b negative 10 equal to 3. Add 10 for both sides, b equal to 13. So that's correct, and the last one is correct. So I have only 3. That's the only one that doesn't give me plus 13 and with a different slope. Question number 21. Question number 21. Ebola virus has infections per day, and he give me it. And the virus SARS has, he give me it. If there were one case of Ebola and 30 cases of SARS initially reported to authorities, and the case reported each day, which statement is correct? So first, the exponential function for this one is, so it's 1.11 to power t. How? Because he said one case only, and he said the rate 11%, so I said 1 plus r, and here's the time. The other one is saying there were 30 cases, SARS, and the rate is 104, and that's 2 power t. Now, which statement is true? At day 10 and day 53, more Ebola cases. So what does it mean? I need the graphing calculator to do that. So one time I'm plugging with 10 and 30. So I'm going to do it here. So I have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, 1.11 to power 10. Here, calculator, 1.11 to power 10 is 2.83. 2.83. And I'm going to have another one calculator. I think it's much better to be done with the graphing calculator. So I'm going to explain how to do it using the graphing calculator and later on. So I go for the graphing calculator. I write y1 equal to 1 open parentheses 1.11 to power x, and y2 equal to 30 1.04 to power x, and go and check the table. Here is x, here is y1, y2, that's for Ebola, and that's for SARS, and here is the days. I'm going for day 10 and day 53, and I'm going to check the values. I think the answer must be number 3. At day 10, there are more SARS, but in day 53, there are more Ebolas. Why? Look here. I'm going back to the graphic, the calculator I have to show it to you. So here is the first one, 1.11 to power 53. So it's giving me 252. It's multiplying by 100, so it's 252. So, and if we go for the other calculator, sorry, this okay, we can do it here too. Or let's have another calculator. So 104 to power 53, and that's exactly multiplying by 30. So you have 239, and here 252. So for sure, Ebola is going to be more than in this day 53. Sorry, because I don't have a graphing calculator here, but I showed you on the other one, and I showed you here. Okay, question number. Now we have 22, 23, and 24, and we're going to be done. Here, the result for the linear regression. You remember the linear regression when we were looking, we said that R is the correlation coefficient. So if you look, it's 0.89 means strong, and it's a negative correlation. Negative, negative sign, so it's negative. And 0.89 means strong. So I'm picking up number 1, strong negative correlation. Okay. Question number 23. Abigail's and Gan's ages are consecutive integers. Abigail is younger than Gina, and Gina age represented by x. If the difference between the squares of Gina's age and 8 times Abigail age is 17, which equation could be used to find Gina age? So what we said here, I'm going to write. So Abigail is younger than Gina. So Gina is X, and do I know he said consecutive integer? What does it mean? If Gina is X and Gina is more than Abigail, so Abigail should be X minus 1, the number before here, the number before here. Now we're going to set up the equation. So if Gina is X, Abigail is X minus 1. So if the difference of square of Gina h, so x square, and the difference of and 8 times Abigail, so 8 times Abigail is 17. So 17. So what I did Gina is x, and since it's consecutive integer, so the number before, and in that case, I think it's going to be 4. The last one. Now, which equation doesn't have the same solution as this system, at like this system? So how can I figure it out? I'm going to try to make a connection. What happened here? He multiplied by -3, and here he multiplied the equation by -2, and that's correct. Okay, so here multiplying by -3 and here multiplying by -2, so it's giving me the same system. Now I'm going for the next one. So here multiplying by 5, and here he multiplied by 3, and that's also going to be give me the same because I still have the same ratio. This one he multiplied by 6, and here multiplying by 4, and that's correct. Here if you multiply by 10, that's correct. 4 times 10 is 40, 3 times 10 is 30, but if looking here he multiplied by -6, and -6 times -6 is positive 36, and -5 times -6 is positive 30, but -16 times negative must be positive 96, not -96. So that means the last one is the incorrect, so that's the answer. And that's the end for part 1. Hope you understand. Study hard. Wish you good luck and have a good night. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.